Nice bit of buggery, miss. Bit flashing, sir.
What is it?
Rape, sir.
Very good rape.
Great.
Miss, another good rape.
Very good rapes, the pair of them. All singing, all dancing, both will run for a week. Enjoy. Nanny loves you.
What?
Nanny loves you. The best supplies of class nannies in the whole of Yorkshire. Tonight, they're sending round the answer to your childcare problems.
So we can go on one of our very good rapes?
Don't ever say I don't look after you.
Miss Black. Trial, miss.
Crown Court.
Yes, miss. Some bloke beating up a prostitute.
Sex, sex, sex.
It's a bad old world.
Don't rush it when you read it. Just take your time. Read it properly. A night is longer than you think. And if you panic, it gets shorter. Ring me if you need me.
Under no circumstances whatsoever, ever, does our sporting hero plead to this indecent assault. Get him to fight it, be brilliant, get him off.
I'll judge the case on its merits. I will have no regard for the benefits of the massive publicity a trial would attract, and I am deaf to the desperate noises being made by my senior clerk.
Good boy.
Good job, well done. A new decor. I love a bit of avocado.
You know the thing about you, Stevie? You can take a man's breath away.
Is this how you usually dress to meet a big new client?
I like clients to be at their ease. Nice pair of slacks, beige puppies. The Val technique.
Val.
Sing along.
What?
Dunican.
Puppies.
Hush. The shoes they wear on Radio 2?
He's pleading.
No.
Yes. That was a statement, not a question. He's pleading.
Because?
Because 40,000 people witnessed him stick his tongue halfway down the throat of their right back. Indecent assault, open and shut. No defense.
So he hasn't told you he's pleading guilty then?
I've told him.
You all right?
What? Fine.
Your voice goes up an octave.
What? The trial.
It'll be all right. I'll look after you.
If I go down, end. No more horsehair on head, ever.
Told you. I'll look after you. I've decided. Go for it. Apply for silk. What's up?
Nothing.
No, not nothing. You're looking out the window a lot. I know about looking out windows. Bollocks, nothing.
I've got a very good practice, haven't I?
Which is why you should apply for silk.
My practice is better than any of my contemporaries.
You'll be the youngest QC in England if you get it. And it would make a difference having those magic letters after our head of chambers. Well, fuck off with this window shit, can you? Oh, by the way, miss, one thing I need to know. Any skeletons? Best you tell me if there are.
Hello, Mr. Chambers.
Look at that. That's what I like to see. Page 1 crime in my waiting room. Love it.
Who's that?
Who's that? Who's that? You dead, sir, or just practicing for when you're a judge?
Stuart Pound, Tom.
Oh, terrific. Who's Gaza? What's a T-shirt? In my day, gay meant happy.
Stevie's told me
Has she? What?
that I've got to plead guilty. It has the advantage of minimising the fuss.
What?
I can't afford for this to get any more damaging. This way I can avoid the press crawling over me for days and days and be done with it.
A trial would be bad for Stuart and his profile.
If I plead guilty, you can tell the judge
What?
that it was a tasteless joke and how sorry I am and all that.
I'm going to ask you one question. Do you feel guilty? Excellent.
Excellent.
Well, I have my answer.
What answer?
I didn't...
No, you didn't, which tells me everything. If there's one thing you know from the life of the bar, it's the difference between guilty silence and innocent silence.
Look,
No, please, you've done your bit. You've expressed yourself. The rest is me. For 89 minutes, Their fullback, Biggs, has been kicking you. And then it happens. Last minute. And from the moment you hit it, maybe even before, we can see where it's going. Top corner. Silence. Then cacophony. And the game is won, and Kicking Boy's 89 minutes of kicking you means nothing. And what do? I'll tell you. You shrug off jubilant teammates and head straight for Kicking Boy. The crowd exhale. And they hate you. Their love has turned to hate. But they hate you because they don't understand. They've missed it, the whole point. Your exquisite, articulate act.
What do they miss, Alex?
Irony. It's an ironic kiss. Irony isn't indecent. Irony's not an assault. It's your defense.
Brilliant.
Is there anything you want to say?
Brilliant. I don't have to plead guilty in this way.
It's a nice, clean trial.
Not guilty, Stuart. Straight down the line. Forget pleading. This is history. And you don't fuck with history.
Nice, clean trial, Alex. Singularly, was the kiss ironic? No mudslinging. Because mud comes back in cases like this.
And you have to represent the whole client and not just the little bit I do, which means keeping him away from sex and sexuality and all that grubby tabloidy kind of stuff.
Precisely.
What can I say? There's a jolly neat crease in the front of my slacks. I'm softly lit. My mum knitted my pulley. I look great on a stool. And I'm so clean my teeth squeak.
There is a resemblance. You and Val.
That's what I've been telling you.
Hello, darling. Hi. Hi.
How long have you been a nanny?
3 years now.
Right.
Hello, little Dan. Little Danny. Danny boy.
I'm just gonna get his bottle.
I'll give you a hand. She seems ready to get.
I don't like the way she shouts his name all the time.
What?
Danny boy, and saying it all the time, his name.
What are you on about?
Well, she's only just met him. It's a bit, over familiar, a bit American.
He's 6 weeks old. I don't suppose he's thinking, bugger me, she's a bit fresh, she's a bit heavy on the name usage too, Billy.
He's a brilliant baby.
What is it, Billy?
I don't know.
Try.
Well, she's a bit,
Yeah.
you know,
No.
fat.
What? Jeez, Billy.
I'm sorry, but I think you need to be honest about these things when it comes to who's going to look after your baby.
What the hell does her weight have to do with
Well,
it?
she might need to run.
I'm not going to talk to you about
I
this.
think she's unhappy, fat. I think she's not happy. It's in her eyes, you know, that look you sometimes get with clients, sort of voracious sadness.
Let's go back in.
Oh, yeah. You ever had any accidents with the children in your care?
Yes.
Right.
A 2-year-old I looked after fell off a bus. Not right off, just from the step onto the road. And the bus was stopped. He was called Daniel too.
What did you do?
I stemmed the bleeding and I took him to casualty
How?
by bus.
Right.
Luckily, there was a nice man on the bus.
Luckily.
He looked after the 4-year-old for me
At casualty.
at the bus stop. I've had a lot of first aid training.
Good. What about food? What are your thoughts on food?
Right.
It's completely not funny.
What are we going to do?
You could return your rape.
You could return your rape.
I don't care what time it is. You sent him a fat psychopath. What kind of nanny agency are you? No, listen. I want someone round there tomorrow night who is not fat. I want thin and I want normal. I got 2 massive rapes depending on nanny fucking loves you.
Hello?
Bob, tomorrow, don't come to Chambers. Your babysitter.
Do you think it'd be all right, Bob, with Daniel?
No. Do you?
No.
Are you,
Bleeding, I thought I might. You.
I thought I might.
You're scum, my bloke.
Mine too, pure scum.
I love you.
I love you.
I'm floating.
What?
It says here I'm floating.
Right.
What's floating?
It means your trial's a backup case. You haven't got your own court, but if one becomes free, you go into it.
which will be mine because I'm bleeding.
A substitute?
Yeah.
So I've got more time to prepare.
And I got short on you.
You're not in stone, are you, Rose?
No, this is Morag. She's doing it. Knockabout ABHs are a bit beneath a woman in my experience.
Come and find me when you're ready.
Sad old hack. Guy! This is Morag.
Will John... Stone, please come to the lobby. Thank you.
You should be pleading. Very clear ID evidence. One of the best descriptions in those sort of circumstances I've seen in my 20 years at the bar. And from a junkie whore, it's fantastic. Well, think about it. I've forgotten your name.
Morag.
Oh, yes, Rose said. Rose and I go way back. She's got teasing me down to a fine art.
She said you're a sad old hack.
You can judge the size of a barrister's practice by the amount of debris on the shoulders.
Debris?
Dandruff. The more there is, the poorer the practice. Guy Beethoven, list officer. You're my only floater, Miss Black.
How do you know my name?
I know everything. You're 22, deeply, deeply Scottish, and right at this moment a little bit scared. Don't be. You'll be fine.
How do you know?
Rose Fitzgerald is never wrong. Which also means that when she tells me she needs hours and hours to talk to her client before going into court, I'm very happy to believe her. Take your time, and when you're ready, we'll put you on.
It was disgusting.
And where was his tongue?
His tongue was in my mouth.
For how long?
Long time. Well, a few seconds. It seemed like ages.
And how did that make you feel?
I felt raped.
If Stuart Pound had tried to kiss you and it was in your own front room, what would you have done?
I would have shoved him off.
You'd have gone berserk.
Yeah, I would have.
You might have hit him.
I would have clocked him, most definitely.
Stuart Pound's a much better footballer than you, isn't he?
No, I'm a defender. There are different facets.
There are things he does you can only dream about.
Well, it's different. Defending's an art in itself.
Not in this country, it isn't.
In this game, it was your job to sit on Pound, to nullify the risk he poses.
Yeah.
A private battle, his art versus yours, and you lost. Well, he scored the goal that won the game, and you didn't stop him. He made you look like the donkey you are.
I don't think personal abuse is called for, Your Honour.
Donkey is a term of endearment at Arsenal.
Leaving you for dead, as he did, a man like you, dedicated, passionate about your work, it was a humiliation.
Well, no defender likes being done like that.
Done. Humiliated.
Yeah, I accept that.
Would you want to give me a moment? There's something I need to consult my solicitor about. You're looking incredibly gorgeous.
You're mad.
And bad and dangerous to know. Did you shove him off when he tried to kiss you?
No.
Did you go berserk?
No.
Did you clock him one?
No.
You didn't do anything at all? Because this kiss was no threat to you. You were already humiliated. The kiss was a comment on your humiliation, a remark.
I don't follow you.
You're here today because Stuart Pound made you look a fool.
Yeah.
With a football, not with his tongue.
Good.
Good?
I thought you might be a scummy old thing, you know. Musty, cheesy, the type who... you know. But you're not.
Right.
Your first time.
Here, yes.
Your first time with a prostitute.
Look, all you need to know is she was assaulted, but it wasn't me.
She picked you out in Eddie Parade.
She got it wrong. Actually, it's very common. Genuine but mistaken belief, as the lawyers call it. You'll find that as you get more experienced, that's her.
It looked as if just now. Do you two know each other?
Well, yes, we do. I'm a regular of hers.
That's great. You mean she picked you out in Eddie Parade because she knows you, and not because you're the man who attacked her?
I tried to get to him, you know, to pat him on the back or whatever, to celebrate, like.
And?
He wasn't interested. Kind of shrugged us off.
Us meaning you, or us meaning members of your team collectively?
What?
Oh, forget I spoke.
Stuart just wanted to get to him.
Him?
Biggsy, they're right back.
And could you see Stuart Pound's face as he was approaching Biggs?
Yeah, absolutely.
And what was the expression on his face?
It was a smoulder.
Show us.
Sorry?
Show us the smoulder.
What do you mean?
Do it.
Me?
You. Is that what Stuart Pound did?
Yeah, absolutely.
A sort of pantomime smoulder?
I suppose.
Do you go to the theatre?
No.
Not a big centre-half thing to do?
No, not really.
You'd probably say it was a bit poncy.
A bit.
Like Stuart Pound.
What are your feelings about Stuart Pound?
Well, I don't really want to be here. He's a teammate. It's not easy for me.
Does Stuart Pound go to the theatre?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Nothing.
Nothing? Well, what's the dressing room line on it? Oh, come on. Every dressing room is full of good old rib-digging, mickey-taking. It's what you do, and everyone gets it.
Suppose.
So, how does it go with Stuart Pound?
Well, you know, it's to do with him doing the Ponzi stuff.
What's the footballer's word for homosexual?
Gay.
Can I remind you that you're on oath, Mr. Hurd?
Ponce. Nonce. Queer. Woofter. Do I see a smile?
I think we'll adjourn now.
Just great.
No, the jury, they stink.
Ponce, pistol, queer. Did you see? Each time he hit them with one of those, they shifted in their seats, all 12, simultaneously. If prejudice were a gesture, it would be the shifting of English buttocks, and you started it.
What?
Ponce and theatre, that was you. You let the prosecution in, you let them get at him. You promised him a good, clean trial, you said, and that was a lie.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Then consider my man after much agony ready to plead. You'll be in my court 10 minutes after lunch.
Thanks, Rose.
I'm applying for silk.
I know. Word gets round. And you want me to write a reference? And in it I'll put that you're a brilliant advocate and the most beautiful mouth I've ever seen.
I don't want a reference from you.
Why not?
Because I want it done straight. I want my application determined on its merits and only on its merits.
And you don't think I'm capable of keeping the professional and the personal separate?
It's the way I want it done, above board.
Well, I feel a bit insulted, to be honest.
Don't be.
Do me a smolder.
Pardon?
I'm asking you, Miss D'Souza, to smolder for me.
I don't do smolders.
Then kiss me indecently.
That I do.
Thank you, Mr. Sousa.
It's a pleasure, Roma.
I've got the afternoon off. We're not sitting.
Really?
Really?
Tomorrow,
Yes,
will they do to me what you did to him?
they'll try.
Because that's what you've made this.
What?
You've turned it into everything I didn't want. My career now, all of it, will be about how well or badly I take shit from the terraces, and shit from my teammates, and shit from the press. And sponsors. Forget it.
I'll tell you what normally happens between me and a client. The truth sits between us in the middle of the table, and I talk around it and take a great deal of care not to touch it, and the client soon understands how to do the same thing, because, by and large, the truth has nothing to do with the system, with all this. But sometimes, very occasionally, I can make room. I can shut the fuck up for long enough to let the client pick up the truth and dump it in my lap, if the client wants to, Stuart. A long enough silence, an invitation, Stuart. You don't have to go into the box, but you do need to decide by the morning.
How long have you finished?
Well,
And you're not at home yet?
I'm worried about...
More like. I'm off. Rose, see you. I'm worried about Daniel.
The truth is, Miss Cross, you couldn't see very well at all in the dark with no street lighting.
That's right.
And so your identification of Mr. Stone as the man who assaulted you is unreliable.
It used to be different before the Chapeltown scheme. Scheme? The police pick up curb crawlers. They give them a choice. Education or prosecution. Of course, they all choose education. The sad men. Are we forced to go with dangerous punters in dark places where the police won't see? Everyone's happy. Sad men go back to their wives. The residents don't have the eyesore. And the police are praised for their enlightened approach. And I get smacked to fuck in a dark alley.
And you're angry about it?
Yes, very.
Which is why you picked out Mr. Stone on the ID parade, even though it wasn't him who assaulted you. That and because you know him.
What?
He's a regular of yours.
No.
He says he is.
Does he?
Any customer will do. You're so angry it doesn't matter if he did it or not.
Greyhound for racing.
What's it called?
Fast as fuck.
What's it called?
Fast as fuck.
What's it called?
Sod off.
Good name. Sod off. Really good name.
Pink envelope, purple ink. Fifth Avenue by Elizabeth Arden. Big loopy handwriting with Love Heart above I in Mitford. Is there anything we should know, sir? About Mr. M?
I'll take those. He's past 30. He needs a girlfriend. We're doing it for him to the classiest Lonely Hearts in Yorkshire.
She's very Scottish. Yeah. Scottish, that's the word.
The thing about being a judge is you get an inflated idea of your comic powers. People laugh, jurors and so on, because it's surprising when a judge tells a joke, not because it's funny. You see, you go home and your wife doesn't laugh when you try to be funny. It's a lonely business.
That's one of our jurors. We shouldn't be seen talking.
It's all right. They never recognise me without all my glad rags on. Sometimes I don't even recognise myself without my glad rags on.
Talking of glad rags, when did the Susans applying for silk?
Shit.
You could give her a reference.
Why?
Well, you're the nicest judge in town, and the word is what you say matters.
I'm going to ask you again
About looking out of windows?
about skeletons.
I didn't tell the truth.
No.
I lied to you.
Yeah.
How did you know?
Because I know you.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I meant about the skeletons.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't.
The quality of mercy is not strained. It droppeth as the gentle rain from heaven upon the place beneath. It is twice blessed. It blesseth him that gives and him that takes. The pound of flesh exposed by my client under his raincoat in the park is not the same pound of flesh that Shylock is after. But, members of the jury, but what? Bloody hell, bloody hell.
Hi, Tom.
I was just practicing. You okay? Would you like to sit down?
Oh, I just finished my shift and I thought I'd, Well, have you seen Alex?
He's not back in chambers yet.
He's probably, Look, this is silly. Forget it. Sorry.
Probably what?
That solicitor.
Stevie Good?
Yeah, I can tell there's, something.
I'm sure it's nothing. Alex just flirts is one of his things. His twinkle.
His twinkle sounds like a social worker's euphemism. Don't look at me like that. That's not fair. Twinkle is a funny word.
Really? I'm sure it's nothing.
No. Sorry.
Hi. Sorry? Sorry what?
Sorry about Tom's dad. He's not very well.
He's dead, isn't he?
Can I have a word, Alex? Hi, Helen.
Aye.
Dear Tom, I'm part P-U-R-T and funny, ha-ha. You can slap my sides, Bernice. Oh. Dear Tom, I'm gorgeous, talented and clever and a class above all this. Francesca, which?
Francesca, obviously.
Francesca it is.
I'll give her a call, pretend to be Tom, invite her to the bar tomorrow night, and we can all come and watch our Thomas fall in love with GTC.
GTC?
Gorgeous, talented, clever.
You're all round at ours tomorrow night, so
Fine. It's only right that Tom should have his first date without his entire family watching.
She has to be able to run, she has to be able to cuddle, and she has to be able to speak English. Now, have you got someone who can do all three? Great. Send her round tonight.
A bit about myself. Well, I'm a bit shy. Yes. All right then, Fran. Can I call you Fran? You're right, you'll need to know how to spot me. Well, I'm dark, handsome, medium build, great feet, a little bit of the Tom Cruise about me, dash of Pacino, and I'll be wearing blue suede shoes.
Billy!
Marlo.
How are you?
What do you want?
Trial looming.
That's all. Can you, Marlo?
I've got a proposal to make. My boy Wilson. His nose still hurts. It were a good punch by all accounts. But he'd drop it against you if I told him to. And I might.
If?
If you came and played for me again.
What?
I could get you such heavy work.
Are you joking?
Completely serious. And I wouldn't be laughing if I were you. Go down for this, and it's the end of the bar for Billy Boy.
The answer's no.
I'll call you at home tonight. Check you mean that.
Don't call me. The answer's no.
Easy, Billy.
Bastard. Love it, you're delighted, really. Come in, we'll go in.
Hey, go on.
Anne?
And?
Shut up.
Shut up?
Shut up with the shutting up.
The case.
The case.
Badly, actually. Brilliantly and badly. Homophobic jury, pissed off client, pissed off Stevie, and all because I'm being brilliant.
Is he queer?
Yes,
He told you.
As good as.
You gonna lose?
No. Yes.
Are you losing quietly?
Yes, quietly.
Play it.
Play what?
The queer card.
You can't do that.
We? What we? The only we I'm thinking about is us we. Chambers. We knew, Alex, we're very new. We need a lift-off. This is it, this case. I want it on the front page of every rag in the country. Us, Alex. Us is your duty. Play it. Play the queer card. And if you're going to lose with a lot of noise.
Where are you from?
Iceland.
Reykjavik?
What?
Reykjavik? Are you from Reykjavik?
No. But
But...
I love cod.
Oh, that's okay. I was brought up a Catholic.
She said cod, Billy, not God.
She's warm, affectionate. Daniel likes her.
Not fat.
What?
Lie.
What?
Found our nanny.
Yeah.
I'm very live.
You are very live.
Sex.
Sorry?
Sex, please, Billy. Now.
Come on in.
Hello? Peter. No, she's great. No, not Reykjavik. Look, thanks for, Nanny loves you. Right now? Having sex? No, with Rose. Bye, Peter.
Oh!
Sorry. Leave it.
They're the two strongest things in my life. My football and...
Being gay.
They've been separate up to a point. I mean, none of the fans know, and the press have never got hold of it. And the dressing room stuff was... They didn't know. They just smelt it.
Like they do.
My football and my secret separate. Then suddenly scoring that goal in that way, it was a kind of perfection. The goal was so good, it sort of stopped time.
And anything felt possible.
I wanted to make the leap. For one foolish moment, I felt it would be all right.
To bring together your football and your secret.
I'm gonna have to plead guilty now, aren't I? Now I've told you.
I can be a bit deaf sometimes. It's my job to see the whole picture, beyond the rules. If you put your hands up now, you'll be living the rest of your career in a half light, taunted on the terraces, whispered about amongst your fellow pros, innuendo in the press.
What are you saying?
You can still go into the witness box and tell them who you are. If you're going to lose this case, lose with dignity and courage. Be braver than the rest of us.
Point of law, Your Honour, I'm afraid we'll have to discuss it in the jury's absence.
One of the jury is wearing the away kit of my client's team.
I'm afraid it may indicate bias on his part.
Mr. Hay? If he is a supporter, then he may be biased in favour of Mr. Pound, but on the other hand, he may hate him for what he's alleged to have done.
Well, we better ask him. Do you intend to communicate anything to this court or anyone in it by wearing the shirt you have on?
Yeah.
What?
This cost me $59.99. It's a disgrace. I love this club with all my heart, and how do they return that love? We're taking $59.99 out of my pocket. In my book, that's hate. They hate me for the love I give them, and I can't deal with it. It's causing me turmoil, and that's it.
It's a thin line.
Between love and hate. Best version, Mr. Hare?
The Persuaders.
Pretenders for me, Mr. Bird?
I'm afraid I haven't the faintest idea what Your Honour is talking about.
You had sex with Miss Cross,
Yes, I did.
and you paid her?
I could have killed her.
What?
I shoved her up against the wall and just started smacking her and smacking her.
Mr. Stone, this is not what we...
It was so dark, I could have carried on smacking her, and no one would have come. That's what's so brilliant. I could have done what I wanted to that stupid whore. Fantastic. Smacking her in the dark.
Yes, Miss Black?
No more questions. What's going on? What are you doing?
I'm going for a pee.
Seasoned campaigner, Mr. Stone.
What? I knew it. Bastard! You're using me, you bastard. This is a publicity stunt. It's what she was talking about in court, the Chapeltown scheme. It's both of you, isn't it?
But I'm right, aren't I? And you know I am. She needs help. I'm giving it.
What are we going to do? He's still my client.
You have a lovely and supremely wise pupil, mistress, and she's in the robing room right now.
If I go to the judge and tell her, what will she do?
Have the pair of them arrested for perverting the course of justice. Who's the judge?
Styles.
Profoundly fair, just, and humane human being.
It's made me feel really foolish.
And angry.
And angry. What would you do?
We don't have to stop being ourselves just because we wear silly clothes. Here.
He's made us all look like idiots. Me, you.
The law?
Yes, the law.
And if you were able to say it, you'd suggest I have him arrested. Quietly. So the press don't see. You're Rose Fitzgerald's pupil, aren't you? She was my pupil. Hope she's passing on everything I taught her.
She says you're a profoundly fair, just, and humane human being.
The glamorous lifestyle, the footballers. Always a girl on the arm?
Yeah.
Tell us how you felt when that goal went in.
Great.
Great.
And
Yes.
complicated.
Because?
I was happy. When you score a goal like that, it's a very full expression of...
Who you are as a footballer?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a real meaning.
What about kissing Biggs? What did that mean?
It was an expression.
Of... irony?
No.
Then what?
Of who I am.
Which is?
A gay footballer.
You look different.
Do I?
The bar speeds up change in people. You look a little less scared and a lot less Scottish.
Thanks.
And your lipstick is a good thing.
Stuart Pound is guilty. As the law stands, he's committed an indecent assault. He admits it, and soon you'll be told by His Honour the Judge that it's your duty to find him guilty. Which may make you wonder why I'm talking to you now. I'll tell you. As a boy, I stood on the terraces at Ellen Road and I watched a very gifted footballer, Albert Johansson, play. He's dead now. He died an alcoholic, overweight, washed up. And do you know why he ended up like that? Because every time he played a game of football, he was abused because he was black. And no one cared that he was hugely talented and funny and decent. He was black and he was despised for it. Now, football's getting better at dealing with racism. But Albert Johansson paid the price. He was one of the first. And he didn't make it. Now, I want you to do something, all of you. I want you to turn and look at Stuart Pound. I want you to keep looking at him. And I want you to say, all of you, you may be guilty of this offence under the law, but we do not despise you. We do not join with the 40,000 in abusing you when you show us who you are. Queer, ponce, nonce, the words we do not want. Do this. And then go back into your jury room and find him guilty, as you must. But let him know, before you go, that he's an innocent man.
There's something I'd like you to do for me, Judge.
Listening?
Wendy D'Souza's silk application. I'd be grateful for a reference.
I can't do that.
Are you sure about that?
She asked me not to.
Do it anyway.
I have to honour her request.
Really? How's your wife?
What are you trying to say exactly?
Let's not do exactly. Let's read between the lines and not do exactly. I'm all in favour of civilised behaviour.
Stevie.
You could be arrested in Mississippi.
What?
There's a new law. It's illegal to stand to attention in a public place, even with clothes on.
You're on top first date, supper with all his friends.
Wasn't supposed to bring her here, but I guess he's not ready for one-to-one. Not yet, but he'll get there. It's a good thing we've done.
Okay. I'm nearly ready here. Ooh, where's Alex?
He said he'd be here.
Good boy.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Where have you been?
What? With me, shooting the breeze.
Shucks up the custard.
Did you know in Mississippi there's a new law against having an erection in a public place?
Straight up.
Straight up. Anything more upwards than the Mull of Kintyre and you're nicked.
You get banged up for having a boner.
It's the angle of the Mull of Kintyre.
He can show you later, Francesca.
I'll go.
Listening about who he's getting out of the wall.
Well, there it's like that. Yeah.
Why not?
From glen to glen and down the line. The summer's gone and all the roses falling. 'Tis you, must go, and I must bide. But come ye back when summer's in the meadow, or when the valley's hushed and white with snow. It's I'll be here in summer or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, oh, Danny boy, I love you so. I used to sing that a lot.
To Rory?
Yeah.
And there?
By the way, Dan, I'm his godfather.
Are you?
You bet your life I am. Loyal, trusting, that kind of thing.
I'll tell Rose.
We should tell Rose.
Let's tell Rose.
She'll be thrilled.
She'll be over the moon.
And the Barristers of North Square return at the same time next week. Next on FX, True Crimes gets under the skin of a real murder investigation in Autopsy.